Hi, my name is Emily Anderson, and Pets by Step is my thesis project on why and how the pet adoption process can improve. The problem that is addressed in my thesis project is that there is no industry standard to streamline the process of pet adoption. This makes adopting a new pet confusing and difficult for searching pet adopters to find their new pet. Once COVID hit, my fiance and I adopted our cat Nala because we thought it was a perfect time. We got super lucky with the process of getting her because it was before the huge demand of adopting a pet. The demand for a pet was super high during this time because of COVID. People were able to stay home with their pets more, and the demand hasn't really changed since we got her. 6 months later, we were looking to adopt a dog. This time, we didn't get so lucky. The number of applications we had to fill out was equivalent to writing a book. Some shelters had unfair requirements, and communication was all over the place. This made us feel hopeless, and I want to improve what I went through. So then I asked myself, how can the process of pet adoption improve for potential adopters, shelters, rescues, and pet organizations? I also asked myself, who needs this improvement? Who would benefit from the standardizing the process? The people I would want to be focusing on would be animal shelters, rescues, and pet organizations, as well as pet adopters. They are both important to the pet adoption process, so improving it for only pet adopters would make the process fail in the long run because communication is between two parties or more. I want to improve the communication between these two groups to make the overall experience easier for everybody. Now, let's take a look on what the current process is and what currently exists. Let's say we want to adopt a cat and we're on the Shelter Project's website, and we want to contact the shelter about this cat named Yum Yum. We click on the purple button, and it brings us to the cat's adopt a pet profile page with two options to choose from. The first one is to ask about how, like, about basically ask about the cat through the Adopt a Pet website, but it's still not directly to the main shelter because it's going through another medium. The second option is to click on the shelter's Adopt a Pet profile page, which gives contact information about how to directly communicate with them. Now we are on the shelter's website. The format is similar to Adopt a Pet, but we still have to go through all of the pets again to find the one that we are interested in adopting, but luckily the one that we're interested in is in the first four. Yum Yum's profile page comes up with a description of her, but we still have to click on Adopt Me to register on the website and then fill out the lengthy application for this pet. This process took about 7 different pages before we could fill out the form that would hopefully go to the shelter. I wanted to learn more about the pet adoption applications. Many pet adoption places have adopters to fill out one application for each pet that they're interested in, which is shown in the picture right here of a real life pet adoption application from a shelter nearby. The application is super long with personal information and the answers that require lots of writing. People often are often filling out multiple applications because they're uncertain of the status of the pet that they're interested in, or just because multiple pets fit their lifestyle. I then got answers from people about their personal pet adoption experience. One of the questions was, what do you not like about the pet adoption process? They said it takes too long, the paperwork and fees, adoption websites are not made to be user friendly, having to fill out multiple forms with their information just to receive information on one pet is frustrating. If you are interested in more than one, you have to do the process more than once, which can be really time consuming. So let's make some connections. What are the common findings between these 3 methods of research? Basically, the people who participated in the questionnaire experienced the same experience and struggles while trying to adopt a new pet. Too many ways to communicate to the shelter, too many contact forms, applications, too many links to follow and to try and adopt only one pet. Too much is going on throughout every website. So what do pet adopters actually need? They need stronger communication between shelters and adopters. An example would be application status, reason for declining, questions adopters may have about the pet, etc. Another thing that they need is a standardized pet application so people don't have to fill out more than one application for each pet. This will help shorten the time adopters spend filling out multiple forms, and it will help get more animals to their forever homes at a faster rate. They also need accurate and detailed information given about the pet available for adoption. This will remove the uncertainty of adopting a pet. It will build trust between the shelters and adopters and prevent pets from potentially coming back to the shelter. The adopters will know exactly who they are getting and what the needs of the animal are before going home. Overall, my findings show that pet adopters are spending too much time trying to find their new pet because of the unnecessary steps in the current process of pet adoption. Shelters, rescues, and pet organizations don't have a standardized pet application. Many adopters have to find a way to fill out one application per pet that they're interested in. The information provided about each pet isn't enough and it isn't 100% accurate. This can cause issues when matching pets to their forever home and potentially cause animals to end up back in the shelter. So, how do we solve this problem? How can we provide pet adopters and pet organizations with what they need to make their process of pet adoption quicker, more user-friendly, and universal? With the pet adoption process resource website called Pets by Step. Pets by Step is a website for current pet adopters and animal organizations to use as an animal adoption resource. This site gives resources for animal organizations to update and improve their process of getting adoptable animals to their forever homes. It helps animal adopters know how the process of pet adoption works and which shelters and rescues have adopted this new and improved process. When someone first goes on petsbystep.com, this is what comes up: a description of the site and asking them who they are so that they're directed to the correct place on the site. So let's pretend that we're an animal shelter looking to adopt this new and improved process. It will take you to the page that lays out the steps for the shelter, rescue, or pet organization to streamline the process of pet adoption, and it also provides resources for them to utilize, like the stress-free pet application. This application is designed to be the only application that adopters will have to fill out for any animal that they're interested in that is located at the specific rescue, shelter, or pet organization. On the adopters page, the content is pretty similar since it lays out the same steps of the process, but in the eyes of the adopter instead of the pet organization. And it also shows that their role in the new process. They receive the same resources, and one of them is the PET assessment. This essentially is a self-reflection for adopters to determine if pet adoption is right for them based on their place, environment, exercise, time, schedule, and how much they're able to spend on a new dog or cat. This assessment makes sure that pet adoption is right for them and if a dog or cat would be a better fit. If adopters want to see which shelters are in their area and that have adopted this new process, they can check the Who's Involved page. Pet organizations can also contact me through the forum to get involved and adopt the process. If people just want to learn more about Pets by Step, they can visit the About page. It's basically a page that just describes Pets by Step in more detail and why it's important, and also describes some information about who created it. So, would you like to see more? Go to petsbystep.com to discover more content and how to get involved. Thank you.